Detective Kane decides to go to the forensics lab and see what information the pathologist was able to pull up on Miss Clark's death. Perhaps he could unravel a mystery of what happened here last night. Hello, Dr. Allen. Were you able to complete the analysis of the body?
Yes, I did in fact complete my analysis.
And? Did you figure out the cause of death?
Well, it seems that certainly the fall caused a lot of bleeding and created this large wound which broke many of her ribs and punctured through her liver. But it was not the cause of death.
It's not? What then?
We were able to find alternate cuts into her chest that were not consistent with the puncture wound of the machinery. There were smaller, angled incisions on her back, puncturing her lungs consistent with a small knife. The machinery definitely could not have made a cut as fine as this one.
So you're saying she was stabbed to death, and then pushed onto the spike?
It would appear that way, yes.
This certainly sheds some more light on the situation. Thank you, Doctor.
Well, that certainly changes things. Florence Clark's death was no accident. Someone had the means and motive, and the opportunity to kill her in cold blood. I know just the person who had both the means and the opportunity. Gregory Gimbels, the owner of the factory that Florence Clark was killed in.
Officer, what can I do for you?
Well, Gregory Gimbels, your factory was the site of a murder last night. The murder of Florence Clark. And I have a few questions to ask you.
My goodness. Well, yes, come in. I'll help any way I can.
Where were you, last night? Between 8 p.m. and 6 a.m.?
Well, I was at home, of course. Yes, I was simply enjoying my time off, having a cup of tea and what have you.
Really? And how do you know Miss Clark?
I don't know who that is.
His brow is sweating, and he can't seem to sit still in his chair. He's definitely hiding something. This plump old man clearly has never had anyone say no to him. If I threaten him, I'm sure I can get him to crack. We have evidence that points otherwise. I think you know exactly who Miss Florence Clark was. And you're going to tell me now. Or perhaps I'll just have to take you down to the station and do this the hard way.
All right. I'll talk. Just don't put me in prison with those savages and criminals.
Good. Now tell me exactly what your relationship with Miss Florence Clark was.
Well, I'd met her one night at the jazz club downtown. She seemed to take quite a liking to me, asking about what I do and all that. I offered her a tour of my factory, which she had taken me up on that night. I showed her around, but when she said she had to leave for a very important meeting. Being a gentleman, I offered the young lady a ride, but she refused, saying she had already made arrangements and that I could leave her to wait for her transport to get there.
Ah! Quit lying, Gimbels. That's a weak cover story, and I won't have any more of it. No cooperation from you. Now you're going to be the truth, right here, right now, or perhaps I'll just have to give an off-the-books questioning.
Okay. The truth is, I was having an affair with Miss Clark. She had been charming me in that club. I couldn't resist her. She asked if I had somewhere private we could have some fun. So I took her back to my factory, where we did begin to have some fun, as it were. It was at that point I heard some rumbling coming from the garbage chutes. I figured it must have been the janitor cleaning up the chutes for the night. Well, I of course didn't want to get caught for fear of my wife finding out, so I quickly left. I gave her money for a cab ride. I couldn't be seen with her, you see. Word gets around too quickly, That was the last I saw of her. She was standing outside, perfectly fine. I swear, there's no way I would ever hurt her. Miss Clark, Florence, you made me feel alive again.
You expect me to believe that you really left her there? No witnesses? And that she was totally fine?
This is the truth. I swear it. I'm not lying to you.
You better not be. I'll be back if I have any further questions.
Detective, please, don't tell my wife. Surely there's some sort of code of confidentiality with these things. I need to remain as an honorable figure for my workers.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. It seems that the mystery of Miss Clark's death has a tad bit more intrigue than Detective Kane had been bargaining for. He has two conflicting stories between the janitor and Gregory Gimbels. But there's only one thing he's concerned with: the truth. Kane needs to figure out who, if anyone, is willing to tell the truth. Should he interview Gregory Gimbels' assistant, search Gregory Gimbels' car parked outside in the driveway for clues, or go back to the factory and see if Piper's story really checks out?